Welcome back to our LC tournament. Sorry for the late start for today, but our first match got canceled because there wasn't enough people. So for today's first match, we're gonna have the LC Crusaders versus the Adrenaline. As we are getting right into it.
So we saw both of these teams yesterday, and I can't remember for some reason who won what and lost what, but it'd be interesting to see them go against each other. A lot of familiar names.
Oh,
What?
Fish is on the enemy team, or is on the Crusaders. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh
But he
no.
seems to be in the tank role, and we know 5-star and Zombie Mario both were very good DPS players. So seeing them in that position's not very surprising.
Yeah.
Although Gaby in Tank, I don't know if that was a mistake or not, but they seem to only play Mercy yesterday, so we'll see where that happens.
They might be support, they might not be. Oh, they're on tank this today, huh?
And then again, we got that amazing, Arissa Reinhardt, definitely a comp choice.
With Pharah Junkrat, and
Oh,
then Void Knight seems to have disconnected from the game. What an unlucky. Uh,
well, that was really ready for that fight. It was really gonna,
Preparing
really
to
kick
attack.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. We were
yeah.
really gonna prepare,
We're
but
preparing. Still preparing.
oh,
Um,
oh, he's back.
Void Knight is back. We can maybe get some Overwatch games today.
So
Let's
it
go.
seems like these both teams really like the Junkrat pick on every single map. How do you feel about that?
Junkrat's a very reliable character, as I will put it.
Okay.
Junkrat can be used in pretty much every situation except against a Pharah or an Echo or something like that. I
Yeah.
think just at this current skill level, Junkrat's pretty easy to use.
Mercy Zenyatta, a very interesting choice, as they're gonna be having Mercy probably. Oh no, they're not running the fair. The other team is, so that'll work.
Yeah. And then Bat Mercy on the other side with double shield, Ryan Orisa, and then
Yeah.
Hog and Ball.
Hog and ball into almost double shield, but they're running a lot of damage, so we'll see. Seems like Fair is already going around in the back as they meet here in the middle.
Oh,
Ball
Ball's already
kind of
rolling
disrupting
in.
them. They're gonna have to really focus on these kills. Again, lands the hook but doesn't get burn the kill. Mercy falls, as it seems like the
5-star
side
just
is
does not
going.
care. He's just
Yeah.
going to go in and just kill two. Zombie Mario with a little bit of a cleanup there. And it seems like the DPS for the side of the Crusaders just kind of takes over.
Yeah, that was definitely a little bit of a DPS difference there, making the space and getting the picks when the space was made.
And then
All,
GB switching
in
over to the Ball. And they switched
yeah.
over to Hog and Ball as well. Almost mirroring their entire composition.
Yes, but they have significantly more heals, so let's see if this fight ever comes back any other way. Ball's on point, spinning to win.
He should know that spinning does not work forever now.
Yeah.
It's a free cap now. Zombie Mario there to contest. With
Well,
Void Knight.
4% going for Adrenaline here. Oh, he's going to stall for more. We'll see if the team goes in together. Void Knight not wanting to help kill Ball at all. Just kind of walks away.
And then 5-star with
Oh.
a huge 3K in their spawn.
The points flipped back. Only a Pharah versus Zen and
A fair on 10 HP right now, just sitting on top of point right now, trying to figure out something to do. Could potentially get Void Knight here. Huge pick.
But GB falls off the map, and
Same thing with Fish. Both the balls fall off the map.
I wonder if it was a tactical reset.
I have no idea. I could not tell you this tactical reset. If you guys
Popping
were
Valk
turning
in
against
spawn, they lose Baptiste but instantly res him here. They seem to
Yeah.
not have much focus fire as opposed to the Crusaders here. Nice cancel of the ult and actually starting to flip the fight here.
Yeah. Seems to just be a lot of chaos, a lot of staggering, and a lot of picks going both ways for each team. But it seems like
Oh,
The Adrenaline are starting to get a few more picks in the
Oh,
Crusaders.
Immor is popped, and ball seems to already be low. They need to focus this Zenyatta, as he's still just sitting back there healing them.
Yeah,
Getting
Zen's one shot right
well,
there.
there he goes.
Does get taken out there, but it's Hog versus Baptiste with ball spinning to win right there. And it seems like this point's going to swap over to the Adrenaline.
But 91 already on the side of the Crusaders. They really could sit and get all 6 ults here. Oh, but Arcade dies right there. Immor is popped again.
The res does go off.
Res goes off. Oh, Visor coming in from the back.
But it looks like the tank.
The Crusaders are definitely taking this fight.
Maybe the Junkrat's still alive. He's got his ult.
Ult. Maybe that could do something. There comes Trans and Junkrat Tire.
Tire does get 5-star, which is a huge pick right there, but it seems like no one else is going to be able to.
No one's coming back to the point to touch. That was an interesting play. Why did they pull out?
They get the res. They have Tire at their ability now. They have mines.
You still have Hoggle waiting for it to be used.
There's the Hoggle.
Both Hoggles come off. Oh, the mines kills comes out for GB.
But Zombie Mario gets the pick onto the Junkrat there, and the ball. Void Knight cleans up the BAP, and Zombie Mario cleans up the bomb.
Seems like, again, another dominant performance coming out of LC Crusaders, as we saw yesterday. A good little bit of BM coming out of their side in chat.
That's coming from the Adrenaline right there from your mom.
Oh. But yeah. As we move on to this point, it'll be interesting to see how these comp changes are going to come into effect. RK back on the Reinhardt might be the better choice here, although Winston could cause a lot of disruption without something to stun him.
Yeah, they do have the Pharah. Oh, they switch over to Orisa. Orisa Monkey. Interesting comp choice with the Pharah and a Lucio. So they have rush supports with Monkey Ball, Junk, and Pharah versus the Ryan Winston Brawl with Mercy, Zen.
Yeah, the Mercy Zen is a little bit concerning, but they've been showing some dexterity here. So both Winstons dive in on each other. Oh, but both Pharahs are in the sky as well. Mercy falls for the side of the LC Crusaders, but Chillfish...
No support for the side of the Crusaders right there, and that should just be an easy cleanup right there. Fish does get Wolf Frogs, and
Fish does get both of their supports as well. An even fight here coming out for the Adrenaline.
It'll be very interesting to see which way this turns right now, because the Pharah is still in the sky for both sides. Oh, but
Zombie Mario seems to get that pick there. Oh, and Zombie Mario seems like he's going to be the differential here, cleaning up this fight. Ball still stalling.
The supports are back for the side of the Adrenaline right here. As the Winston's trying to
Wolf going for a kill on Void Knight, gets it, but starts to die to the Pharah and ends up falling to RK. That was a long first fight.
Yeah, that was a very long fight, and as you can see, they've got the Primal. They're closing up on a Shatter. They almost have Valk, and halfway to butt the support also. They do.
Even though he was close to his ult, we have a swap to Genji here.
Very interesting swap, as 5-star does get your mom. Void Knight falls, but Fish is in the back line just terrorizing everybody. Oh, Shatter does come out.
Shatter goes straight into a bubble. He seems to be making some space here, but no kills are necessarily getting made. Our LC Crusaders still have this point as Fortified Hat falls down.
Fish is just cleaning up right now. Fish is just going absolutely crazy. Zombie Mario clears up GB, and Fish gets your mom.
Back to the Junkrat before he gets played. Interesting that they've forfeited 2 DPS ults here.
Yeah, very interesting. Seems like Soul just can't commit to a character that'll work. If anything, they should probably switch over to a soldier.
Yeah, because this Pharah's giving him some trouble. Here comes out a big Tire. Let's see if it gets anybody. It actually manages to get Wolf Boy, and Del Sol falls soon afterwards. They're getting camped in their own spawn. Ground Pharah not really working out.
Yeah, they're just doing everything they can. Someone is stalling point, though. It's Ball and Pharah. Pharah does get Void Knight here. But Zombie Mario gets your mom once again.
Once again, Immor popped in their spawn. it really seems like they like to just use that ability the second it's off cooldown.
Yeah, which isn't the very best strategically, but
Hmm.
he's getting the job done. But Fish is just all over them right now. I mean, he is
Fish
in
is
there.
really, yeah, really getting in there and making space, showing uh,
He's
just
just moving everywhere.
what Monkey's able to do. Red jumps off the map, but Ball popping ult on point doesn't seem to get anybody. Got
Now the
trapped,
5-star.
and that was a swift 2-0 for the LC Crusaders.
Yeah, the Crusaders just came in here and just dominated. There was nothing that the Adrenaline could do, really. They were just stuck in their spawn the whole time, pretty much. Easy 2-0 to the Crusaders, with Fish getting play of the game. He kind of just went crazy on them.
Yeah. Yeah, it jumps right on both healers, and nobody ever seems really.
Yeah, not really doing much about him. And that might just be the problem with the Adrenaline, is just their focus fire. They just seem to be all over the place, and nothing's really getting killed for the side of the Crusaders.
Yeah, they definitely need to look into that on making sure they're all shooting in at least the same direction. And we're going right into Blizzard World
Oh,
here.
right into Blizzard World.
Oh, never
Mark needs
mind.
sub real quick. Quick little sub here. And we're
Okay.
sent back to the lobby. Okay,
Oh,
nice.
but we're going
And we're
back
going
in.
back in.
What a roller coaster.
It's funny because we're actually on Blizzard World, which is basically an amusement park.
Yeah, I'm looking at a roller coaster right now. Blizzard World, probably the second worst map in the game. That isn't a 2CP.
Debatable.
I don't like this map. It kind of sucks. Kind of
I
doo-doo.
would play this map over Junkertown.
I'll give you that, actually. But regardless, here we are. The team comps that have been being played recently aren't really going to work on this map, I don't think. Junkrat's not necessarily the hottest take to be picked on, but contrary to what I think, there we go. We have an Attack Torb and Junkrat versus a team
Double
that just...
shield with Sebastian.
Oh boy.
Man,
This is going to be quite the game.
This
I
might
have
be
a
a
feeling
quick match.
there's going to be a lot of times where we have to just stop talking and just let the game do its own thing.
Yeah, because we'll just be sitting here. Zombie Mario will just be in the back. 5-star probably teleporting them everywhere. Double shield meta. Ugh.
Yeah, not a big fan of double shield, but
Nobody is really. But they
you know,
also have
it's what
double
Blizzard
shield.
wants us to keep, you know? So I guess that's what we get.
Should we just say Microsoft now, since Microsoft's basically just going to get Activision Blizzard?
It is exciting. But double shield on a Bastion, you know, it really doesn't get much more good Overwatch than this. I can't think of a meta I enjoy more than this one.
As the Rhine is flanking,
Reinhardt
gets
just walked
instantly
up and
obliterated.
just dies.
Zombie Mario is just, yeah. GB does get Void Knight though. That'll be a huge pick if they can't res that.
Oh, well, they got
yeah,
the huge
they
res
res
back. Baptiste getting pulled in. You know, I really love the amount of CC that this comp provides. It really allows a very fun experience for everybody involved.
Yeah, we love CC so much.
Look at all those turrets, really doing the work.
What can you do? Like, what can you do? They're once
Bastion
again
coming out from Del Sol here.
Tor Bastion on attack. Zombie Mario instantly obliterated.
Your mom tries again.
Void Knight does fall again, but then gets instantly rezzed again. But Arcades does fall, which is very unfortunate right there for the side of the Crusaders.
Well,
Because I think they're just going to get a regroup here. Oh, they are pushing that spawn right there, getting both healers and Torb right there.
well, the
With that
tanks
flip.
feel like they don't need their healers. Pushing up right here.
GB does fall. Ryan has no shield.
Sigma making a good space there, pushing around the corner. But Chillfish might have overextended here as Bastion gets rezzed and deleted.
I was Zombie Mario's there for the cleanup.
You know, there's really not much you can do to fight a
Double shield bashing with Discord, and a pause goes through
Well,
as
Del
Days
Sol left.
disconnects or something. Not going to assume anything just yet. But yeah, there's not a lot that the the Adrenaline can do right now unless they switch up their comp because there's just nothing getting done. They are feeding ultimates to the Crusaders right now.
Yeah, the Adrenaline really showing the brutality of beating your head against the wall until something changes here. They really need an answer because as of right now, LC Crusaders is really locking down this point with the Symmetra in the middle, Bastion moving around. I mean, they're not even using teleporters. You know,
No,
they're just kind of just
they
camping.
are Zombie Mario is sitting in front of the statue at choke with no shields getting kills.
Yes, I would really love to see like a maybe a Genji or a Pharah or both coming out of the side here.
Or
You know,
even a
so
Hanzo
even
to
a
help with the double,
Hanzo. Yeah,
like,
Hanzo would be
something
nice.
instead of Tor Bastion. I just don't think that's the answer here.
Looks like your mom could really use a hug right now. We might want to get that sorted out.
Yeah, potentially. They're also trying to be a nicer person. It's hard, but they're trying, so we can give them props for that.
At least we can give them props for that.
We can give them props for trying, because at least if you put effort in, that's what matters. I don't know where I was going with that.
So far, we don't have an update on what's going on with our ghost of. Oh, wait.
Day Soul is back, or Del Soul. I might have been saying that wrong the whole time. They've returned.
It seems like both teams are ready.
All right, let's get back to the slaughter.
Hmm. There really is no other word for what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean they are just stuck at the choke. Oh,
Oh
Bongo
no! Here goes
instantly popped
Bongo.
right there. Sig is pushing
Immor
into.
used in spawn again. Reinhardt thinks he's just gonna take down that Bastion. Learns that
No,
lesson real fast.
he's done that 4 times now. I think.
Bastion throwing,
Bastion
not Bastion.
is
Torbjorn, my
used.
bad.
Does get 5-star,
Oh,
but
does get
and
two.
Void Knight.
Instant
But
res. Oh,
it
but gets 3 as she tries to res in the ultimate. Not always the best choice. 2 tanks and a
that might
Bastion.
be very costly towards the Crusaders there. Maybe they just want to continue the match. I don't know. But your mom does switch over to the Diva, which will be very beneficial against this Bastion.
Gets the hammer kill. Goes for memes instead of going to the point as the LC
As he
Crusaders
gets,
do
he
in
gets through with
fact.
the hammer.
But they
Oh,
already have regrouped here. Probably have oversight from the LC Adrenaline here. As their team will be back here in a second. Bastion already set up around the corner. They make it
Immor
across,
is
but Immor popped. But don't set up Bastion until it's already destroyed.
With
Window is
window.
committed. Huge window comes out.
So they start
Bastion
to
moves
cap,
up top. Nobody seems to know that he's there. Gets 1, gets 2, 3,
Gets 3.
4,
Gets 4.
and the little bongo.
Zombie Mario just went actually huge for them. They only gave up 1 tick. That's insane. Zombie Mario is just better, I guess. I don't know. But they do switch over to the Ash here on the side of the Crusaders. And there's just, what can you do now? You committed 2
Yeah, they committed
ults.
a lot there. Unfortunately, RK already almost back, and Void Knight having his ult. There's not really much that I think the attacking side can do here. Mercy in the backline with Chillfish pushing
fall,
in.
though. Actually,
5-star does fall, but again, Wolf.
There, Fish and TTV are chilling in their backline. What is
Man,
happening?
it doesn't get much better than this, you know?
I guess. I really don't know. First from yesterday is back. Chillfish, that was a mess up. But yeah, this just seems like complete and utter dominance from the side of the Crusaders right here. Just slight ease for them.
Yeah, it'll be. I wonder if they're going to possibly choke here. You know, we've seen it before in pro play everywhere. You know, there's a lot of they've been clowning around for a while. So if Adrenaline pulls something out here, who knows? They might catch them off guard and throw them off their track.
Maybe, but it just depends. They're back on the Bastion here with the BAP Mercy.
Well, possibly the entire match resting on the entire match is resting on this next point. If the LC Crusaders manage to cap, then this will be the set done. We might play that third game for point differential, but still, there's a lot
Yeah.
on this attack.
Yeah, pretty much. I think what's going to happen here is Zombie Mario's going to go up top here, drop down, probably kill a support or two, maybe take out the Torb or the Bastion. Take out someone important, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think that the Ryan Zarya push will just end up obliterating everybody. Switch over to the Monkey.
Yeah,
Very
interesting pick here, going Monkey Reinhardt instead of Zarya Reinhardt. There we go.
As Fish instantly goes underneath, getting ready to obliterate. Daysol is taking
Both tanks are still looking main. I guess they have their headphones turned off. Oh, here we go.
Now they've reacted. There we go.
Fish already has a teleporter up there, exactly as you predicted. Mercy trying to kill. Bastion actually falls. Del Sol getting a pick there, but Del Sol falls himself. RK already on point, and so is Chillfish as they go swinging.
Does not care. He's just going and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill a few, and then if I die, I die. Res me. Like, he's
Yeah,
just
res me.
Just res
really
me.
making quick work of the LC Adrenaline here. Torb tries to emote, gets killed anyway, and that's that, folks.
Yeah, that was a very one-sided match right there. There was just absolutely nothing beneficial towards
yeah,
the Adrenaline right there. They just kind of just got stomped. And there was nothing they could do about it. As Zombie Mario's 4K is the play of the game. I guess we'll find out if they want to continue.
Yeah.
For the extra point.
We'll have to wait on management for that one.
Yeah, the producers. Mario 19 kill streak.
14 defensive.
Yeah, that's just.
Oh, we are playing the third, according to RK.
Yeah, it's up to Adrenaline here.
That is a yes. So we're going to go from Blizzard World to. I actually don't know. Do you know, NATO?
2 seconds. Yeah, Rialto, yeah. Should be the same as yesterday. Just making sure on that. So yeah, we're going to
Rialto, probably one of my least favorite escort maps.
I would much rather play Rialto over Blizzard World though.
Blizzard World is capture point.
Yeah,
no, it's not capture point. It's
I'm just saying overall every map in the game.
Oh yeah.
Much rather play Rialto than Blizzard World.
Not really sure what we're waiting on here. Oh, swaps. Okay.
Yeah. Getting some quick swaps in here real quick.
Fish versus never mind.
But yeah, this has just been a very, very lopsided matchup right here today.
Seeming like we're swapping roles over here. So. Do you think we're going to see a little bit of the same that we've been seeing here so far?
I believe so. I think we're going to see a lot of the same things.
Well, I just got a little bit spoiled there for me. I think we're running Ball and Reinhardt here on the OC Crusaders side. Definitely a choice to be made.
Yeah, I think
you're the tank player here. Does Fortified look like they're going to be playing Reinhardt? That looks like the same health bar.
Yeah, that might be Reinhardt. I forget. I'm usually playing, not spectating. Yeah, Reinhardt right there for
Yeah.
fortified.
So Orisa Reinhardt, they really like not playing double shield.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun shooting shields and being the shield. But Fish back on that ball, Void Knight on the Zen, TTV
Yeah.
chilling
So we
on
have
that
the same
Mercy.
support line coming out here. LC Crusaders really seeming to like this Mercy Zen combination here. It's definitely interesting. It's kind of low healing, but is a lot of damage.
Yeah, these LC Crusaders I think are just about to roll here. I believe. I'd be shocked if they got it to like the last choke right there.
Yeah.
The rate that these matches have been going. That was a huge fire strike right there. Oh, but Zombie Mario
Red
instantly
Blaze
falls.
already falls down. Zombie Mario. They don't manage to focus fire that Mercy. Ball falls off the map,
Probably going for a boop.
but they readjust here. That we lose Red Blaze and Reinhardt in 1 second. Reaper trying to get a pick here, and Orisa making some space. Unless they do with this. Oh, Zombie Mario does fall. They don't seem to have res back up yet, but it's going to be very close. With Reinhardt backing up and Zenyatta just sitting on the bright by himself. The duel comes in between them. He falls, but unfortunately too late, as both supports fall down for the adrenaline side as well.
As Void Knight does get res right there, it looks like they're just going to be able to hold here. Right there, Mercy. Arcades does fall. There's 5 stars battling Wolf Boy.
Nope. Chillfish just cleaning up the back line of adrenaline here.
Yeah,
Multicore is invested in a lost fight here, though. That's very interesting. We'll be able to see if Adrenaline is going to be able to capitalize on that lost ult charge here. Still not seeming to understand from the LC Adrenaline side that there's more than one way to attack on this map. Walking down this bridge does not seem to be working out for him. I wonder why they don't just take right side.
Yeah, right or left side, you know. Get behind them.
Yeah, that would work. Ball, Chillfish already getting ready and signing up here.
Oh, as a huge shadow does come through, the Valk is invested. As it was just a clear.
That team fight took less than 10 seconds, I think.
Yeah, less. Shatter was committed, and that's all they needed, really. They didn't really even need the Valk.
But Valk being used there, they are now down 3 ults that they could have been using in this upcoming fight. I wanted to see if our Adrenaline here will make any space here. There's still the Mercy, and he dies in middle shatter, and it doesn't go out.
But as 2-3 picks go up, yeah, no, there's nothing you can do against that, really. Oh, but as Wolf Boy gets behind and kills Zombie Mario, that's a huge pick right there, honestly. And 5-star does have that ultimate once again, so let's see if he just kind of.
Oh, Red Blaze does get a pick here, but he as he's instantly res back, takes out the Mercy. With Multicore still on the ground, the LC Adrenaline could still take this back. Gets a pick on the Torb. They're down quite a lot here. They invest in Transcendence and take the Reinhardt as they invest their Transcendence. A misjudged call probably by Void Knight as he's trying to make it out. Ball invests his ult, but it can be ignored pretty easily. Both supports fall down, and Ball manages to make it out alive. That's probably going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, consider the fact that Fortified is at half health right now. They switch over to the Mercy here.
Yeah, a very, very interesting last second choice. A lot of ults come out here on this side of Adrenaline. Big Shatter comes in, manages to kill the Reinhardt, and takes down 3. Already swapping this fight back. They try to invest a Moira ult and the Reaper ult here. Gets both supports. 3 kills coming out on the side of here. He's just getting flipped here. 5-star could easily die. He falls down too. The Bastion's still up and Ball. I wonder how they're going to try to deal with this.
Oh, wow. But Zombie Mario is going to get killed by this Reaper most likely. Unless he makes it out. Does he make it out? No. It's a huge stagger right there.
Pulling out and trying to go around the back. I wonder if he's going to come back in to stall the point from behind. A new team fight's emerging in front of us. But Chillfish is already back on the point. Reaper goes up top trying to get something down as Multicore comes onto the ground.
As there was a stall, that's a huge boop right there from Fish right there.
Oh, 5-star does go down. Definitely one of the most damaging teammates. As Mercy falls too. Pick still coming in for the side of here as Arcade leaves the point. But with 2 ults popped
Mines
there,
are
I think that's
committed.
going to spell the end.
Yeah, especially with the Bastion ult there. If they don't kill this, yeah, Junk dies. That'll be it.
Ah,
Really.
a little
Unless Ryan
BM
can charge
boot.
the point. No.
Oh, he
Goes
does
get
manage to
ball.
pin Chillfish.
And shatters them. But once again, another dominant showing from the Crusaders right there.
It seems like this is going to be a swift 3-0. Something we saw yesterday coming out of, I think the Crusaders did as well.
Yeah.
Very dominant performance, showing just a higher level.
Red Blazer
Red
forgetting
Blazer
that there is a
already,
defending side
yeah.
as he goes over to the Junk. Now they do
Red
have
Blazer
the
is showing a lack of mental strength there. Already
yeah
given up. But
yeah.
it's fine. We'll see as this attack unveils. Seems like we're going to go back with Zombie Mario on the Pharah here, leaving just Zen to really heal the rest of their team.
Which won't be very hard because I mean if the Ryan Zarya just stays on carp, Zen can just balance it out. Especially with the amount of damage that they'll have with the Junkrat, I think they'll be alright.
Red Blazer wants to know if anybody wants some barbecue. Nobody seems to be answering him, so that's kind of awkward.
Slightly. As the Zen is touching the spawn doors right now, very interesting play as they take top here.
Yeah, 5-star already trying to duel an entire team by himself. No fear as TTTV sits there and goes in trying to heal him. Rocking hard. All the way in their back line.
5-star doesn't realize that there's a...
realize.
Oh, they
Dives to a trap. Oh,
what is
tries
happening?
to hook him back in there and then that breaks. Nothing really seems to
Both
be going on the
Reinhardt's
side of
flanking.
Adrenaline here.
Both Reinhardt's just flanked right there. Zombie Mario does get picked off, unfortunately. His TTV does get the res off. And they pick
Seems
off
to
the
just be a
Zen
slaughter
inbound
as
here.
they're just walking in. Roadhog holding on with all the health that he has.
Yeah, and then your mom goes back in, and then she's... Oh, Void Knight does fall, though, and they don't have res for that.
Oh, well, a shadow comes out of RK as they're cleaning up here. It seems as if this is going to be a really stagnant team fight here.
And I think that'll just be it right there. They do switch over to the Genji, but I don't think that'll do anything, really.
Oh, Fortified almost booped off the map. Doesn't seem like many people are going to be able to touch here. Junkrat pops tire from up top. Gets Gaby already.
Yeah, and that's basically
that's
GG
going to
at
be
the
that.
point. Yeah. Very swift, clean 3-0 from the Crusaders right there. Very, very dominant.
Well, that was one of the fastest 3-0s I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that was just way too...
That was brutal.
Yeah.
LC Adrenaline just never came up with an answer to anything that the LC Crusaders had.
They just walk in. Can't do anything about it. Just absolutely obliterated right there. Not much you can do. And I believe next match we have is the Wilson Warriors versus the Rogers Marauders right here.
Add Wilson and Rogers down, but we'll see. It'd be interesting to visit the same maps again and see how these teams play differently. I've heard that we're going to have a bit of a increase in the SR rank here, so it'll be nice to see how that plays out differently and how they interpret the map, you know?
Yeah, different perspectives on it. We'll just have to wait and see. I think we're going to go to a quick break real quick. And,
yeah, as we get both teams here back, but we'll be right back, I guess?
Yeah, we'll be right back. And welcome back, everybody. For our second and final match for the day, we are going to have the Wilson Dreamland Warriors versus the Rogers Marauders.
Yeah.
And a quick shout out to our sponsors, y'all the
Yeah.
homies. Appreciate y'all a lot. Y'all the homies. We appreciate y'all a lot. Y'all hook
We
us
can't
up.
be doing this
Very
without
well.
you.
Yeah, we cannot be doing this without y'all for real. So I just want to slide that in real quick. But yeah.
Wilson versus Rogers. Team. I think if I remember, we definitely saw Rogers yesterday because I recognize the McDangle name.
Did we see Rogers yesterday?
I saw McDangle yesterday. That's not a name you forget.
That is not the name.
That's not a name you forget in a 24-hour period.
Yeah, they played yesterday. Yeah. So, yeah, as we hop back on Oasis.
Yeah, back on Oasis. Interesting to see. We already have a Mercy and a Farah and a Widow picked. I wonder if they're going to keep those or if they were meme picks. It seems like one of them might have been because Dexter seems to be in the tank slot as far as the overlay goes.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be a tank player. It'll just be very interesting what comps both these teams roll out on, especially.
Will we see more than Mercy Zim? I wonder. Nice to see. I was checking out the profiles of these players, and it looks like we have a couple Genji players, so we might be seeing... Oh, there's some Genji right there.
Farah, Lucio, Mercy.
So both teams running a Genji, interestingly without an Ana. I guess the teams don't possess an Ana player here. Not that Nano Blade is necessarily required, but it's just like...
Nano Blade sucks without Nano.
It's pretty bad, especially with the nerf Dry Blade, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. I was just trying to be nice. But, interesting choices coming out for both teams already from the start. Lucio Mercy,
double shield.
Yeah, and interesting heals too. But who knows? We've seen weirder work. Ball already taking the thing, manages to mess up jumping over the wall. Genji's already deep in there. Eye shot hammering down on that Reinhardt. He seems to use Fire Strike, pulling back. Zeepot already on there. Reinhardt taking a lot of damage as Farah takes over the sky.
As Reinhardt falls instantly, the ball does pile drive right onto the trap, but he somehow
Eye shot, killing Dexter. Not Dexter, sorry. The tiebreaker. McDaniel does get a kill on Zplat, and a res is succeeded on both Mercies, but Easton takes out a Burrito. Yeah.
Burrito, yeah.
Sigma falls, and Digi should be soon after here. Lucio already back on the point, still stalling.
Yeah, this is some good stall progress. Ryan is back. As he gets an interesting charge.
Instantly gets hooked and
dies. Actually defeated. They switch over to a Kree here from the Junkrat, which is a good pick.
A very, very smart pick coming out of Rogers over here. Something we could have seen yesterday. Eye shot confirms that kill there. Gets mint. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryan needs to just back up here as he gets staggered even harder right there.
Eye shot. Trying to be fancy and using some ghost dashes. Pretty cool.
Yeah, Eye shot kind of popping off here, not gonna lie. Failed hook attempt right into the shield, but he just seems to be holding a shield now. He's got no shield now. He has to wait for that. On top of his Sigma coming.
McDangle already 85 to Blade, but Eye shot has had his for a little while. Ult stacking up on the side of Wilson. I would be interested to see who decides to pop one first, with Mint falling down to Zuplat. With Reinhardt shields down, he pressing the Eski, going back. Ball and Hog are both going in here trying to make some space, but nothing's really happening. Eye shot dashes in with Blade.
Beat is used here
and Mines. Beat is popped there, and Mines. Blade's coming out from the other side here. As McDangle goes in trying to get a kill, gets Milk, but does not seem to confirm another kill. Opting to dash on the ball instead of the Mercy. Always a intriguing choice. Yeah, Zplot just managed to end them out, and Dexter getting the 2K on both DPS seems to have a pretty solid stance on this first point here.
Yeah, it just seems that that Rogers is just not just pushing. They're just sitting there getting their shields destroyed, and there's no pushing power. They need to push up here. They have 2 shields. They should be able to push in against a team.
Yeah, I'd be in. You'd want to see some kind of combination here from Mint and Run on the Sigma here. Hopefully pulling some people up and getting High Noon off.
Yeah,
Oh,
as
but with tiebreaker already fallen here, it doesn't seem like much is going to be able to happen. Genji 1v1 and the two of them.
Easton
Bruno
does just
already dead.
yeah. Ryan does touch point though. He does not have that shatter yet, but he does get eliminated by eye shot, and it just seems like it's gonna be easy cleanup here from the side of Wilson.
I mean, Dangle already back on point. Easton popping out his ult, manages to get tiebreaker low enough to die it to Z-Plow. Mercy pops Valk to kill the Genji. See who wins this one out. Seems like Mercy's winning. McDangle's own Mercy manages to Valk to him in enough time.
Are they kind of trolling?
I'm not really sure what's going on right now.
They're kind of trolling this point right here. Eye shot does fall. Shatter is thrown into the wall,
but it manages to get the ball. A good res comes off here. Dexter does fall. Res was already used. If Dangle can get the pick here on this Mercy, that'd be massive. As Genji comes in with his own blade, 1v1ing McDangle. And then comes in, gets another really big slash, taking out Mercy with him. Absolutely eating up this Rogers.
Yeah, this was a very very one-sided round right here. This was just brutal, just absolutely brutal. Rogers did not push through, and they just could not do anything. But yeah, they just need to.
Gotta say, although I'm not a huge fan of Oasis as a whole, this is probably one of my favorite map points in all of Overwatch. I don't know why, but I really like it. You know, it feels very dynamic and very able to be attacked from multiple points. It really allows it, even back in 2019 when it was a very, very strict meta. I don't know if you remember those days, but it was pretty bad.
I played into 2020. That's when I started playing Overwatch.
Well, back then when the meta was really constricted, even maps like this allowed to multiple points because of the dynamicness of it. Ball already in the back. We've opted to drop the McCree for some reason, even though the ball continued to be a problem. Opting to go Soldier instead. Genji already attacking a D.Va instead of Sports. But manages to get D.Va out of her mech. Baby D.Va already out. As Reinhardt can push up here, but Easton gets a pick on Mint. And Ball is just spinning to win on point. Waiting for his 6 seconds to come down. Eyeshot still in the background as Spots flies over to him.
Oh, but
Burrito seems to fall, and they're going to be flipping this fight here pretty soon.
Yeah, and Z is just cleaning up here, honestly. He's close to mines already. As he's chasing down the Soldier here. Very confident in his ability to play ball. And they're just kind of staggering this point at this point. They all just need to back up, regroup, and then do the... Easton does have ult here. I'd be very shocked if he committed it right here. Eyeshot is chasing down Tiebreaker. As Easton does get the... Yeah, they just all need to back up here. They're staggering for no reason right here. The right is fighting the ball.
Daddy seems to think that he can 1v6 their whole team and get a pick here to change it, but he's just feeding their ults here as he's getting lower and lower and lower, having to back up. The support ult's already built, just building their ults. We've seen Ball popping ult in their spawn, tramping. Ball trying to destroy that Mint and managed to get him again.
Seems that he'll be able to get out.
Dueling it out, but both supports are on point and healing each other. Mercy, he whips out the pistol to show some disrespect.
And Ball is 1v1ing a Sigma.
A big pick on the Lucio there, but unfortunately Sigma falls down in the back too, and Valk is popped here. Nobody's paying any attention to this Ball that is just destroying their team right now.
Yeah, Ball is just kind of doing his own thing right now. Rhino
Blade from Eyeshot out here.
Eyeshot gets the Soldier. This Soldier's not
manages to get the Mercy and manages to not die a D.Va bomb. Oh, but a huge crunch comes out from Dexter.
And Z is just 1v1ing this Ryan right here. Just actually unfair right now. He has soloed both the tanks that last fight. And I think he's going to go for a little BM here, right here with these mines. Yeah, I sense it. Oh yeah, that's a little BM. He's just over there waving and whatnot. Tiebreaker does touch the point.
I don't think Easton has died probably twice in this whole match.
Yeah,
yeah, big shatter coming out from...
Oh,
but Mint walks right into the mines.
Yeah, Minster is just... He's just not having a fun match right now. He is getting rolled by
Easton manages to land down that kill right there. Manages to get Reinhardt as well, flipping the fight right back. Lucio trying to take the point. with all of
Ball
his might,
doesn't
but it seems to
care.
be
He's 45 HP and he is just going crazy.
after a quick Genji 1v1, iShot seems to come in here and start cleaning up everybody. And it seems
Yeah.
like that's going to be the end of the defense for Rogers as Wilson takes this first point.
Yeah, that was just another one-sided match right there. I think that might just trail into the rest of the matches that we have today. Seems like Wilson and the Crusaders are just kind of going to just roll both of these matches right here. This is just the early prediction here. I think it's going to be a quick 3-0 for Wilson here.
Well, we'll see. Maybe Rogers will be able to pull something back here and take some fights. It's been very one-sided matches the past 2 days. I would like to see some competition going back and forth.
Yeah, and the way that things are going right now, I think we're not going to get that until we see a Wilson versus Crusaders match. I think they're the two best teams in this whole tournament right here.
That'll definitely be a very good match to witness as we're moving on to the second map in the series.
Going back to Blizzard World. My favorite map, Blizzard World. I love it. Not really. For anyone that does not know me, not a fan of Blizzard World, really.
Yes, we've already had our talks about how much we hate this map, although at least it is pretty.
It's a pretty map, yeah, but I like it on night, personally. What is it, during the winter event?
Oh, yeah. That's
like
when it's really pretty.
Yeah. And then I can't wait for daytime Rialto to come through.
Well, last time I had to say on this map that it seemed like the teams were going to have to try to come up with something creative because the comps they had been playing weren't going to be really complementary. But I could say quite the opposite here. I'd be surprised if we see much comp changes. Okay, well, I'm surprised because there we have a Widow and a Hanzo.
Double Sniper versus Torb Genji. Sig Zarya on a Mercy, which is nice to see. And then you have Mercy Zen on the other side with Orisa Ball, potentially?
A very interesting attack. We once again are seeing an attack Torbjorn, you know, really just hammering in.
No pun intended.
Pun very much intended. Hammering in this comp right here. I'm not a big fan. You know, it seemed to be slightly effective, but not very.
Yeah, Minster did not have a good last map, so hopefully he can bring it back to this map and show us something.
Yeah.
Maybe get more of Blizzard World. Because
that would be
last
so
match
nice.
was probably 6 minutes, I think, something like that.
Oh, Ball already in their backline gets spotted instantly by McDangle. No sleep dart is used on. Oh, sleep dart is landed. Anti is used as well. They're investing a lot here to kill him. Mid-Mister already up in that hallway, but Ball manages to get out anyway. And Mid-Mister falls instead.
Mid-Mister.
What a change of
Rez
events.
instantly goes out.
Yeah, Rez is committed here, as so is Pile Drive, as he tries to 1v1. There, Genji really dead set on that kill.
Ball is doing his job, though, by just distracting everybody. Sigma's going back out.
Sigma Zarya, you know, again, one of those tank comps that you never really see in the higher levels of play because it's very inefficient, but it seems to be working out for them as they're getting some picks here. McDaniel goes in and gets a kill, but then instantly has it rezzed and dies to iShot playing the Hanzo now, showing some agility in the rolls.
Right, I think this Torb and the Ana on the flank right here. 1v3ing. 2v3.
Sigma does fall as McDaniel is rezzed as he's trying to get a pick here. 1v3ing somebody right now with 2 healers. He instantly dies to the Zenyatta. This needs to be a hard reset for the team, but for some reason Mister thinks he's going to be able to cap from inside the back right here.
Then Mint is back capping right now, forcing everyone to go back. He confirm a few kills right here. This could give him a little pushing power, but no, it just seems like it's going to be a quick clean.
Oh, Easton does fall, but Run is now feeding his brains out.
Yeah, but the Rogers does have the blade. They're close on the Torbjorn ultimate, Molten Core.
I didn't even notice after I complained last round. Here comes in the Ana. Already 56 to ult. I wonder if they're going to try to wait for Ana to get the rest of her ult. It's very rare for an Ana to be so far behind the Genji's ult here, but there's really not much she could be doing getting harassed so much by this Torb in the back. Sights is popped by Easton. Really not much of an engagement that can be taken right now.
As Easton is 1v1ing a Zarya right now. Has the upper hand currently. And
Milk
comes-
showing once again that they have no respect for 1v1s as Aisha gets another headshot on Burrito. And Mines is committed here for some reason.
I'm sensing another first.
Oh,
And then, yeah, and then McDangle. Yeah, this seems to just be a very one-sided affair for Wilson here. It seems like both the teams that we watched today have had just relative ease on these defenses here. Kind of trolling almost.
yeah, I really think it's part of the Torb attack. Not that Mintmaster's not doing anything, but necessarily it's just the comp itself. There's not a lot of pushing power out of the character of Torb. You know, you really just kind of supposed to sit down and hunker. You know, maybe when they had the point, I'd be able to agree more. But sitting on 4 ults here, popping none for this engagement here. Mintmaster just walks up and dies instead of popping ult or nothing. But Nanoblade is available if we wanted to pull it here. A res is coming off, but they've already lost Sigma. And Easton popping off right now. Molten Core instantly canceled. Not a good performance coming out from the Rogers team here.
Easton is just clicking these heads right now, just having the time of his life. Tiebreaker falls, and yeah. They just all need to regroup right now, Nanoblade and Touch Point. Like, that's all they can really do here. Because their Zarya is only 76 to Grav, and it's been 4 minutes. Almost.
Yeah.
Which is highly unfortunate. This ball is just creating so much terror in the backline for Rogers. There's the Nanoblade.
Oh, here comes the Nanoblade. Trank instantly pop. Gets a kill right off the bat. Gets 2.
Can they touch point?
Dexter already a little bit low now. Oh no, it's okay about Trank. But Dexter could be melted here if they show some team focus fire here. Mercy walking into their team, getting kills, and still is not dead yet. Absolute menace on the point of the healers on the side of Wilson. Dragon comes in and gets a kill from spawn. Mercy coming and getting a res with nobody doing anything about it. Dexter has been res again.
He's going crazy on him right now. Bongo is committed.
This is going to be a flipped fight here just because the side of Rogers didn't push up and confirm the kills and cap the point. But 55 is a lot more than 34. So this is a higher percent cap game that we get to watch.
Agreed. Now they've set themselves a win condition. Can they defend for the next 4 minutes is the great question.
You know, I've seen it been done before. Actually, I don't think I have. It's one of the only maps I've actually never been full held on, I don't think.
No, we got full held on it last year.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just blocked that day out of my memory. Besides that one, it never happened.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Did we even win a Blizzard World last year?
No. I don't think we won a single one. We got close.
Yeah, we got close a few times, but we did. Huh.
Blizzard World was not our map.
No, it wasn't. And then whenever we tried to do it,
opting for the attack Widow with Ball Reinhardt, and again, Mercy's in. Is this a new meta that I am not aware of, or like what's
Mercy's
going on?
in?
Yeah.
Are you dumb?
No, I'm just trolling you, dog.
I was about to say there's no way you've never watched Overwatch League match and seen Mercy's in.
No, I was just trolling you to see how.
No, you're just saying that. You actually did not know. You're trolling.
Okay, bro. Whatever you're saying.
But Mint is on the Symmetra, which could prove vital against this Reinhardt.
Symmetra did destroy. What if we had a tie? Now that would be something.
No, this is untieable now because they got a tick.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, we'll see. The Symmetra's showing to be a big problem for the Adrenaline last match. But, okay.
And both tanks instantly fall, and I think
Roger's already dead.
I think that's
falling as their healers pulled back without their tanks. Seeming as if almost every team we've watched recently needs to make sure that their headphones work. Communication not being a strong point as they're just easily cleaned up here. Genji does not get shattered there, which is intriguing to say the least, but that is that, folks.
And just the same as last match, just an automatic walk-in kill both tanks because they don't have the eardrums.
Yeah.
Obliterate.
Eardrum check, bro.
Not there.
Well, Wilson takes the point there. Once again, we're going to wait on management to let us know if we're playing the third map, but for now, Wilson showing a very dominant 2-0.
Yeah, this was just a very one-sided match here. Just highly. You know, like, what could they do, you know? Big Dangle with 3 gold medals. Most enjoyable.
Yeah, but pause.
I guess we're pausing? Question mark.
Oh my god. We'll be right back in just one moment. All right, and we're back on Rialto again.
Back on Rialto once again. Quick shout out to our sponsors, y'all the homies. Thanks, always amazing to us. Just want to give that quick little shout out to our sponsors.
All right, and we'll
And
see who is on attack here.
I'm pretty sure Rogers are on attack first.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogers are on attack. I would not be shocked if we see another first point hold here, because Wilson's just straight dominating at this point. I mean, what else can you get? Z's going crazy in the back line. They're not doing anything to stop it. But there is double shield with Echo Tracer. Like, this looks like a legitimate comp here.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see real Overwatch being played today.
Maybe
but
real
unfortunately, Ice Shot is on Torbjorn. Probably going to try to be a little bit toxic here.
No, Torbjorn's a legitimate pick against Dive, but they're not diving.
He's playing Tor because, anyway. It'll be interesting to see how this first fight goes here.
Yeah, they're on the, what's it called? The Pharah, as Z automatically gets into their back line. Nobody paying attention to him, really. He's just kind of...
He's just swinging on their point right now. Easton already juggling a kill on this Pharah. Pharah Zenyatta instead of Pharah Mercy here.
Yeah, Pharah Zen. Very interesting. Z probably does back up to get some more health because he is very low. But this cart is slowly moving.
Going for the kill. And instead of... This
Z...
Interesting that Rogers is not committing and getting a soldier or a McCree here to take out this Pharah. Without a Mercy player, it should be relatively easy, but she's sitting here destroying the side.
Yeah, they're just not playing the... They're playing...
Tracers does fall, though. The integral part of the success hit, but unfortunately Z manages to slam down on McDangle. Oh, and Mint falls off the map.
Mint's not having a good match today. Mint is just low-key getting dominated. Like, just being completely honest, like, he's just getting rolled right now.
But Easton going in, killing their tanks again, staggering, and not playing here as a team. It's almost as if Rogers has given up here, giving out all of their team play just in running into the point.
As Easton gets Mint once again. Yeah, Mint's not having a fun day today.
Oh.
As the Feral's committed. And
Easton pops ult to kill one person.
I think that's worth. That's another respawn timer. There's another 10 seconds off the clock. That's another 10 seconds off the clock right now. That's another 10 seconds off the clock right now.
But Pharah v Pharah now, off of the Tracer. Instead of just getting a hit scan, decides to go with Pharah versus a team that has 3 people that can shoot her.
Yeah, and then, yeah, Z's just having a fun time right now. He's just kind of trolling at this point, I think. Oh, Milk does get picked off here. Now is
the turret gets 2 kills. The best player in the match right now seems to be
Z.
iShot's turret.
iShot's turret, yeah. iShot's popping off, not doing anything really. They have mines, they have flux, they've got Torbolt. I mean, they're just about to go crazy. Blade is committed. Does he confirm this kill though? It seems like he does.
He does confirm the kills on Dexter.
The Ana does fall. They only have Mercy.
But unfortunately, she falls off the map, running out of boost here. McDangle trying to 1v1 a pocketed iShot here on the Torbjorn. Already a challenging 1v1 as he pops ult behind him. Beat is committed here, and Ball seems to still be able to run away. And they instead of focusing the Mercy, he's dead set on trying to kill that Torbjorn. Mercy does fall, however, and so does Torbjorn.
Mines are
committed.
on the point.
Half of them are exploded, but they're still going to need to move more to walk through this point here. Dexter, not Dexter. Yeah, Dexter does pick McDangle here, and the Pharaohs are going. Ults pop.
There's
and
Flood.
Moira is definitely going to be dead here.
And Moira passes. Yeah, this is just a very one-sided affair on the side of Wilson right here. They are just going absolutely insane.
Oh, but 2 picks coming out of Rogers here. Some focus fire being committed. Really what the team has needed the entire time. Another Flux is popped down here. Gets the pick on Dexter, but unfortunately Brig and Ball are still alive. Brig falls down to McDangle.
Now, Z will be able to touch point, so they don't have to worry about that, as long as he can stay alive. That's a huge pick right there. That's a huge pick right there, especially for a recontest. Yeah. They touch point. Bongo's committed. Pharah ult is also committed. Pharah is weak, though, so she does need to be careful. Oh, the Mercy does fall, though.
Oh, he does get the pick there. Pick's going both directions here. Really could be anybody's game, depending on who's on cart. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. iShot does
definitely
fall,
a confusing match. Look, Blade popped here. Could be the difference.
Oh,
as
Blade?
He kills Brig too. 2 ults popped here, really changing the fight. McDangle kind of popping off as Dexter's trying his best to keep on this fight. Spot comes back in, healing back on once more. We'll see if they decide to focus the healer or just trying to out-damage it.
Dexter is fighting for his life right now. Mines are available at any point here. As mines are
still holding mines. McDangle does actually manage to kill the the Mercy here. Going in on the Sigma. Mine's still not committed for some reason.
He's going to go get some health and come back with it right here. Watch this. You ready?
Oh,
yep,
yeah. Besides, Beat is popped
good
directly.
Beat right there. That's a good beat.
Counter here. McDangle kind of popping off. Are we going to see more of this map?
Are we going to see? Oh, that's a huge flex right there. Oh, but no, but there's still 2 on point. iShot is rezzed. This is a very hectic fight. Oh, Dragon is committed here. That gets them off a point. I think they're going to see 9. Oh, no, they barely touch with the inch of their life, but it seems like the pick are on the way of Wilson here.
It seems like Wilson might be trying to come back here with Valk popped and him already on the point. It's an even fight right now, but they're starting to become... the respawns are starting to come back. If they kill Burrito, seems to be flipping the fight here. This might be another defensive side. Yep, as Easton gets another pick. With only 2 people on the point. Oh, and another one popped. Easton popping off, getting a 4K.
Yeah, Easton popped off there. That was a very strong round from Rogers right there. it seemed like stuff started clicking over there, and they just started killing stuff finally. But unfortunately, they could not get it through that finish line. But yeah, I'm assuming that Wilson's going to come out here and just straight up dominate this round. Maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes max. Just start wiping them out. Unless Rogers can just somehow find a way to just hold, which will be huge for the side of Rogers here.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see what happens here. If Rogers manages to hold, they'll be able to get that point back, and it'll be a 2-1 instead of a 3-0. Looks a lot better on the record. TP coming in here, we're seeing once again the Symmetra Bastion strat with double shield used. Some good old-fashioned Overwatch, but no Mercy Res this time.
No, and I think that might be a little detrimental, but they do have the Moira Lucia, which will be very good for just sustain healing. Just keep everyone up at all times. But the Pharah is back with Ryan Zarya and a Lucio and the Hanzo. So I think if they built up this Grav Dragon, I think that might just be the end of it if Tiebreaker doesn't have beat.
Yeah, and once again, deciding to go without a Pharah Mercy and just running Mercy Ana and having the Pharah sit up there by themselves might not work. Ooh, sorry. Against the Bastion, but we'll see.
Oh, as Min
Bastion already falls. Easton up in the air above their team with nobody to deal with him.
Oh, but Matt does fall. As Dexter rolls right in there like it's nobody's business. Eyeshot gets to it. I think
that's going to be it. As long as they focus that, Lucio is still sitting on point.
The Lucio getting picked at the very end is very detrimental, I believe. They do switch over to an Ashe.
A swap that might be a little bit too late coming out of the team here, because with not much else to push, there's not going to be much that Min's going to be able to do against this Pharah here.
Yeah, no.
With all the other ground that she has and all the ult percentages coming out here from the side of Wilson, it looks like they're going to be able to easily secure this fight. Oh, Easton does fall to Mint.
Oh, good shot.
Reinhardt feeds his brains out into the enemy team, and Moira is too busy trying to kill a tank by herself instead of helping, but he turns the ball. Moira dies as well, both healers down, and that seems that might be it.
Yeah, I think Z's just gonna hard carry here if they just keep Z alive. The Nano's coming up soon.
Wait, Dangle trying to get a pick there, does not seem to be able to confirm it. Oh, Easton's Widow coming out instead of the...
Yeah, Z Pilot's just kind of carrying now. There's the grab.
Big grab coming out.
There's a grab.
Dragon comes through, gets to anyway. Milk does fall, but a huge shatter comes out. Moira defending the point right now. Symmetra teleporting in. This might actually be another defense here by... Oh, Mint comes in and emotes. That probably was a misclick.
Hopefully that's a misclick, we hope. Symmetra's still alive on point, but I think that's just going to be it for them. And I think that's just a quick 3-0 for Wilson right there. Just straight dominance right there, and not a lot that Rogers could do. They had a pretty good attack on Rialto right here, but other than that, it was just kind of falling apart. Whereas Easton does get the play of the game here quite swiftly.
Honestly, the fight between Easton and sorry, can't find it. Amazing. The fight between Easton and Z-Plot right there was definitely, for the MVP, was definitely a close one. Eyeshot popped off as well, but Easton was just never dealt with. No hero he played was countered. He just always got in there.
He was just in the back line.
All the game.
Yeah.
Really just an all around solid performance coming out of Wilson.
Yeah, kind of expected from what we saw in the last tournament. And yeah, that was just a swift 3-0 for Wilson right there. Easy dubs. But I do want to just give a quick shout out to our sponsors once again. Y'all are amazing. And I guess that'll be it. We'll be here next week. Thank you for tuning in.